students, once again welcome back to Bosco Campus Vision. You're watching the YouTube channel of Kottayam Don Bosco College. I am Raniar, Assistant Professor, Postgraduate Department of English. In this series, I am discussing the paper Language Skills, which is a General English paper for first semester UG students of Kerala University. This is the 7th lecture of the series. So, we are discussing various listening activities. In the last class, I had narrated one of the stories written by Ruskin poet, The Night Train at Deoli. In today's video lecture, we are discussing a poem written by Meena Kandasamy and the poem titled Lines Addressed to a Warrior. The very famous quote, "Let me tell you something that goes against popular wisdom. Love is not blind, it just looks in the wrong places." This famous quote is by Meena Kandasamy. She is a modern Indian poet, fiction writer, translator and activist from Tamil Nadu. She published 2 collections of poetry, Touch and Miss Militancy. As a writer, her focus is mainly on caste, feminism, and linguistic identity. Lines Addressed to a Warrior is one of her most influential poems. The poem is dedicated to a soldier of the colonial world. The poet here is addressing him in a bold yet amorous way to colonize her as if she is a country who has been colonized by the brutal colonizers. So, now let's go through the poem. So, my dear students, since it is a listening activity, listen carefully. So, the poem Lines Written to a Warrior, written by Meena Kandasamy. Come, colonize me. Creep into the hollows of my landscape, my eyes click look. No more the drawing of the gates. Set up your home, your office, the writing desk and the trading post. Ignore the sand brown of my skin, a willing blind, I'll never know black from white. Take me and talk of your finer finished stand I yield, so script your stories here. Invade this inner space, adjust the pace and pulse of your marching armies and house your machine guns its manuals. Populate me with anthems, the songs of wrath and those of war. Draft words that echo of gunfire to accompany my lone dance of submission. Though prose mad and power crazy, you conquer me never with malice of manhood. Capture every territory. Fill up all my blank skin to resound with the strikes of scimitars. The sadness of success. How all your battle lost or won, chronicled across my line of down. So, my dear students, this is the poem. Please listen to this poem several times and try to answer the questions that is attached to this video lecture. And when we analyze critically the poem, the central image of the poem is the metaphor of the human body in relation to a country. Here the poet considers her body as a country, and violence is a recurring element in the poem. Colonization is synonymous with wars and battles. Violence in the country is resonant with physical violence and abuse. And here, Meena Kandasamy used several metaphors of writing. A spectrum of emotions are presented through this poem, like love, desire, passion, rejection, despair, scorn, etc. So, a lot of images are also presented here. So, my dear students, please listen to this poem several times and try to answer the questions. See you in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice time.